than friends, less than lovers, pals. Oh, yeah.
Oh, top of the morning to ya.
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning to ya.
You know, it's crazy. As I exit the Irish accent so fast, it's because of an insecurity I have with my Irish accent capacity, and I think I can only do top of the morning to ya.
We didn't, I don't feel like we practiced a ton.
We didn't. Honestly, when you did that, I was like, whoa, we hadn't even practiced our Irish accents.
I think I can get into it with a few words where you can really be like, the da-da-da. Like you can kind of, it's like kind of the pattern of speech.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful.
Truly gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. So, if
something's a little different this week.
If you're listening and not viewing us, which if you want to view
Good
us,
for
go
you.
to @won'tyoubemypal, because you might want to see what's happening on set. First of all, let's start here. Millicent made a just absolutely extraordinary sign with a rainbow that says Happy St. PALtricks Day.
Yeah, guys. Happy St. PALtricks. Yeah.
That's what this is.
And that's really, I mean, truly, when I thought of it the other night, because I was going to make this while Maddie was out, and I was like, I just had the kaboom, you know, that moment in your brain. Yeah. And then I did it, but then I realized Maddie was unavailable to, like, answer texts. And so I was like, I have to just kind of, like, make this decision. But I trusted, and it was correct.
I was at if you haven't seen, John Mulaney, the stand-up comedian, has a live talk show now every Wednesday on Netflix. So I went to the live taping of that, and when I came home...
And I spotted her in the audience. When we saw her, she was literally a blur in the background, and I clocked it.
A pal senses. But that was delightful. But then I got home and, like, got to see this. Bing, bang, boom, perfect night.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful sign with a rainbow that says Happy St. PALtricks Day. And then we've decorated it with a lot of
Irish flags.
Clovers. Clovers. I think I could do that.
Clovers.
What are you doing there, lad? See, like, I think I can kind of do a little bit of get into the swank of it. What are you doing there, lad? Can I spot you a beer?
Can you open the window for me?
Yeah, Guinness. No, Guinness is hard.
Yeah, we don't really know how to say Guinness.
Open the window for you. Give out a good wave. Mama's got porridge
You're adding
on.
a little bit more of a roll to it, but I like it.
I think my swagger is going a little too
right. So we are leprechauns today.
So yeah, despite what you might have thought that we may be orphan, we're somewhere between like Orphan Annie and like Miss Hannigan. It's it's a Freaky Friday.
Since I put this on for the first time, I have sung Tomorrow.
I love ya.
It's just when you can really. Annie is such a fun one because you can really anybody can be an orphan during that song.
But I also think that anybody could get. I feel like I also could do the little girls, because these are a little scraggly. We don't got quite.
These are from Party City when we had gone to Party City for the blowout sale.
Remember we blew out that sale? That was for these.
That was for these.
And some of these.
Yeah. We're feeling a little trickstery, and also I think the little slippers and the socks really helped.
Guys, Millicent had to run inside for something right before we started filming, and she had left the music on, and I was jigging.
I came in, and she was out of breath, and she was like, sorry, I've been jigging.
Because I kind of got to a point where I was like, I'm jigging. And then I was like, boy, I'd love if my brother was here to jig with me. And then I was like, I'll just keep jigging until she gets here. Then the song was longer than I thought, and I was like, whew, I'm kind of getting tired of jigging. It's fun, but it's hard.
It's a lot.
And that, you might
I did it, too. She had to run inside for something else because we kept forgetting things.
There was a lot of moving parts to this.
So I put it on as well, and honestly, only like one chorus in, and I was pretty tired.
And you're just jumping, and you're pushing, and it's a lot. So respect.
You may have heard us talk about it one of the thousands of times that we've talked about it, but we went to Ireland, and we're going to get to that. But first, all trickster and leprechaun-esque aside, we need to talk about something serious.
We went viral.
Well, yeah, hold on. This is actually exciting. Gotcha. Did you think we were going to talk about something serious?
No. Well, we will.
We're going to get there.
But first, we said last week we wanted to go viral because we wanted to cross 20,000 followers on TikTok.
And if you Google what is considered viral on TikTok, folks, we did it.
We did it.
You did it. Us did it.
And we want to say welcome.
Welcome to the 200.
Everybody say welcome to 100. Be kind in the chat. Say hi. Say where you're from. Say a little something about yourself.
But we did have a TikTok go viral, and we did cross 20,000.
And that's important.
That's so important
Because that was community.
That was
came together
community.
for that. It's not about us, you guys. It's about you.
So if you are here on YouTube or on audio, you understand the full context of the viral episode, right? Now, when we were clipping it up and throwing it onto TikTok, we understood that people would not have the full context. And we were kind of banking on that.
We were actually kind of hoping that that strategy would work. And turns out
It really did.
it did. It actually did. And that was kind of the fascinating part because when we put our blazers on, we said we are going about this in a business mindset.
We're thinking numbers.
We are kind of over here appling, if you will.
Yeah.
We're not necessarily reinventing
No.
the wheel, but we are kind of trying to game it a little.
I would say that
For
we're making the
fun.
wheel better.
Yeah, we're taking it around a little sparkle.
Adding a little bit of a spiral in between. So while it's rolling, it really does a cool little rainbow spiral. You're like, now that's a fun
Now
wheel.
you're like, now the wheel didn't necessarily improve in function, but in style.
Now,
yeah.
what if that spiral in the middle also spun separately? Spinner wheels, you've seen them, yes?
So it's actually a fidget toy. You can actually touch the wheel.
While you're driving, you can run your hand
Ooh,
right
baby.
along it.
Good hand massage.
Feather soft.
Us inventing a hubcap that's a fidget toy. And if your arms are long enough, you can reach outside your car and you can rub it.
I hadn't even thought about how long your arms would need.
Imagine you're cruising. You're cruising with your girl. You say, "Hey, baby, roll the window down. Go ahead and stick your hand outside." And
You gotta
touch
get it.
that.
You gotta dislocate
Ooh.
your shoulder a bit to get down there. But once you're
You
there,
best believe she's your girl for life.
yeah,
So
right.
we went viral. And
We
it-
went viral.
It worked.
and it worked. One of our videos, one of the fake conspiracy theory videos that we created, worked.
Which we kind of had a feeling.
We kind of figured one of those would work. Now,
This is where, okay, so remember how we said we were going to get serious? This is where we're getting serious.
we have to get serious. We need to talk about something, okay?
Okay, something happened. You guys,
Guys,
because while we were excited that a lot of you were following us from that, thank you, welcome. The comment section,
got a little wily. Got a little crazy.
and not even necessarily in a way that was like personally mean to us,
No.
but more just kind of like,
Oh,
oh
no.
Oh,
Spreading misinformation is
so
so
easy.
easy. Misinformation that actually had no foundation other than we said, what about those topiaries outside of Chevron?
And let's be clear, we really picked something that we felt would be not harmful to any.
Yeah,
wanted
we were
a
like, let's make
conspiracy
something
theory that had no
innocuous.
strings attached. So even if it was true, it would mean nothing.
Yeah.
Okay? So the fact that people were really, believing what we said was, which was
Earnest?
nothing.
yeah. And then some people were commenting, this is a whole lot of nothing. And it's like, well, yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah. So I think what we learned was misinformation is a problem. You guys
Don't just believe.
don't
Hey.
believe people you see
And
on
that's
the
not
internet.
meaning to be cynical to everything. It's
No.
like, just do a little research. Be like, is this and just because it looks like it has a medical logo on it does not mean you should believe it.
Or even the
Research
word
that.
medical doesn't mean
Don't
anything.
believe it. Okay?
Guys, people are out here.
You can put
actively-
anything.
Listen, we were
You
up
can
front.
say anything.
We were up front with our pals about actively manipulating the numbers and using this as a strategy, right? Yes.
If you watched on YouTube, we were honest
we
about
were
that.
honest about
We
that.
were honest.
Now, we even tried to pick something. Turns out, if you put hashtag conspiracy theory, people are going to honestly take you at face value in ways they shouldn't.
No.
One
really
quick
fix 'em
Google,
up.
one quick Google would tell you
Slide
we don't know
loafers.
what we're talking about. One quick swipe to our profile would tell you these girls are not doing this.
And also just if you're thinking, whoa, that's crazy. Maybe it is.
And this
So
wasn't
maybe
even
look
Facebook.
into it a little bit.
Look
Just
into
because you saw it.
Talk to your grandparents about AI.
Read a book.
Let them know that no, Polar Express 2 is not coming out.
Mm.
That poster isn't real.
It's not real and it's not coming in year 2026.
No.
Okay?
Let it go.
And it's not about the boy being a little bit older and getting back on the train.
Choosing to believe again, but we will write that. So if somebody else
But,
gets there first,
Tom, Hanks,
pick up, please answer our calls.
answer. I kind of feel like this isn't the first time we've called out Tom Hanks.
I mean, we've
Tom,
done almost 50
Have
episodes
you seen
at this
us
point.
before? So anyway,
We reached 20,000. Misinformation is a problem, and yes, it does work to boost the numbers.
it does. But we just
that
wanted
crazy?
to say we didn't want this to be a harsh finger wagging, but we just wanted to say, hey, and this is good for us to keep in
Awareness
mind.
all around. As somebody who will see somebody with
We're guilty of this
articulated,
too.
yeah, like
But just
gossip
because somebody
theories
sounds like they know what they're talking about doesn't mean they do.
and even if they sound like they don't know what they're talking about, they really don't know what they're talking about.
And
we didn't sound like two people that knew what we were talking about, did
No.
we?
Well, I don't know. Maybe we did. I think that was kind of the speaking with even a little bit of authority, and people were like, well, I'll believe
And
that.
a microphone.
But I will say, as far as finding real information goes, a lot of times people that have the real information are not the best public speakers. That might not be like their quality of, not everyone's like, and that is a whole nother skill.
That's a whole other dangerous facet of it. We're gonna let that go though,
So
guys.
because I feel like
they get it.
you guys,
and we're not even saying that it's any of you, because obviously it's not. You're the pals. You get
you
it.
came here, you got it.
You understand us.
Just have a little bit of
I would say that, chat with your older family members about the internet. Chat with your 12-year-olds and say,
conversations
you
casually
understand
now.
that these people are most likely not telling the truth unless it's a reputable news source. Yes?
you can't just listen to it.
Journalist? No, it's not a journalist. Okay.
Okay. So
Sorry,
someone's jumping on our roof, I think.
hammering.
Because you gave us 20K, we went to Smokehouse yesterday. Hey guys, was that insane? Because we just made that up. We just made that up. Are you as shook as we are? Because
On the spot. I know we joke a lot about, obviously it's not written, whatever.
to
Malcolm.
little Annie came out of us. It was
Yeah.
like if Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote
Lin-Manuel
little
Miranda.
orphan Annie.
Reach
after, Picture this. Okay, Annie goes to Smokehouse
Yes.
with Daddy Warbucks, who can be you. You got a buzz guy. The world is like, that's the darkest timeline. Is Lin-Manuel Miranda starring in a reboot of
We just
Annie,
got-
but he has to be bald?
We just got a perfectly wonderful Little Orphan Annie redo.
The way that when I ask Millicent for graphics, I'm going to be asking her to make Lin-Manuel Miranda
Maddie,
bald.
we already have us as Daddy Warbucks and the pals as
We
Little Orphan Annie. I already got that on deck in Canva. Right, so we went to Smokehouse.
So that's what the hats are for.
because the Smokehouse, these are the Smokehouse
Smokehouse hats. So here's the experience, you guys. We're gonna kind of walk you through the timeline of us getting. Remember when I mentioned that I had to go back in and Millicent jigged outside? I had to get these hats because we did decide they were important enough to pause. So we get to no. So
Let's talk
Monday. Okay.
Smokehouse hat.
We know we're gonna go to Smokehouse on Thursday because that's when Rat Pack Ricky is gonna be there.
And we didn't, why
And
on earth would we go any other
We
time?
had heard tales and we wanted to see it for our own eyes. So we email and we were just kind of explain. Hey,
We were really chill about
we
it.
were cool about it. We said, hey, we're the pals. We have a web show / podcast, and we have been aggressively telling our other pals, which are internet pals, that if we get 20K, we will go to a local restaurant that most of them have never heard of. But we've been really hyping it up
We've been really
because we
talking
had never
about it.
been. So they respond about a day, or this, I think maybe
They
later that
responded,
day.
like, quickly
Yeah.
and enthusiastically. Things were looking up for the pals.
So the manager responded, and he kind of was like, "That's amazing! He even said, "Hey there, pals," like or something like that.
We
It was
said-
just like he clearly like read it and processed who we were.
Felt really
felt the
personal.
energy,
Yeah.
and yeah, I felt like we had a thing going.
the energy.
And I think he.
We're wondering why
through
it turned out the way
all
it did.
the
He felt our
exclamation-
energy.
I think he was scared. So he responds and is like, "We'd love to have you." Like,
And he said something about making sure that we had a great Smokehouse experience.
and we had mentioned. Let's be clear, we had mentioned going to see Rat Pack Ricky because
Yeah.
that's why we were like, we want to go for an evening of jazz and
Yeah.
steak, baby.
That's why we chose Thursday nights with a Rat Pack Ricky.
Thursday nights at Smokehouse in Burbank, California. We wanted to see Rat Pack Ricky.
I wanted to see that boy at the mic with the fluffy hair.
We had seen the Instagram stories. We were ready. So
We also had both. Well, you saw a little bit more of the interior than I did.
I saw because I had to Google them a lot to get in
Yeah.
contact with them and stuff like
I
that.
had fully kept myself unaware,
So
except for La La
the
Land.
energy was great. Come in, and so I responded. I said, "David, boy, oh boy." No, I said, David, boy, oh boy. And I really felt like that's where our energy was at. Can I be honest?
I felt like we were, when Maddie
feel
read
like we
that
were
back
at
to me, I was
little,
like, this is the perfect message to send in response. We are crushing this. He's going to feel our charm. He's going to have a red.
You guys need to know the way that Millicent and I were like, and yeah, once we meet a manager, it's over.
We're in, baby.
Because we had sent one email and he responded friendly. We were like, sucker. No, not
No,
that.
no,
but
no.
no.
We
But
were
we
really
felt
excited.
sucker as in like, now you gotta
He
be
made
our
us
pal.
feel
It's a
special,
positive
guys.
sucker.
It's so easy to make us feel special.
We were like, we feel loved. We feel safe in the arms of this manager. And so we responded. We were like, amazing. Can't wait.
Rat
we were
Pack
like, Rat Pack
Ricky.
And we said, how does 8:15 work? That seems like a classy time to enter a joint such as Smokehouse. That's what I said. And then we were like, we cannot wait. We mentioned Rat Pack Ricky again. And I said, should we make a reservation or should we just do it with you? Like, I'm happy to call. Just let us know because I don't want to do it if you've already like maybe set something up. I don't want to. So that was like Monday.
Mm-hmm.
No response.
No response.
Which is fine.
We're excited.
People might get busy. They might work certain days. So then we do end up going
Guys,
on Thursday.
we
Thursday
had our
comes, no
blazer-
response. Fine. We're going either way. He already sent a pleasant response.
Mm.
We don our blazers.
Our big old blazers. We both have ties.
We said we gotta do it. If we're gonna do it, we gotta do
We
it.
gotta do it. Well, we only do Smokehouse for the first time once.
We got ties on. We're looking cool.
Yeah,
We're feeling fresh.
feeling fly.
We walk
both
in.
matching.
You guys need to know. Walking up to the doors. The doors are two giant wooden doors. Huge. They look almost like medieval.
We didn't say anything about this. We both just
We gasped, reached for the door, and looked at each other, and we're like, because Millicent, as we're walking up, she goes, "This is the last moments before we won't have known what it is like to be in Smokehouse." Guys, that's how much we cherish life. So
I
we
was on
reached
the
for
brink.
door.
I was like shaking.
because the valet was out there. No thanks, boys. Maybe next time.
Park down
we'll
the street
park
for free.
Doing it up.
So we put
We
both
walk in,
hands,
we-
pull it open, and
look
we
at each other,
both.
we make eye contact as we're opening it. We walk in. Wow.
Wow. We both
Bigger
said wow
than
at
you
the same time
Yeah, we-
too.
in the same cadence. The Fighting Irish.
Hey! You've all seen a Irish pub logo with a little guy. Open me window, lad. Sorry, we got sidetracked by our hats
we have
continually
fedoras.
falling off. Sorry, audio.
So we open it. It's magical in there. We're feeling amazing. There's kind of a red carpet walkway that
Yeah.
you like strut down to get to see the host. The hostess she's clocked us
She
because
clocked
there
us
are
back.
two girls that are, I dare I say,
We had on the wrong blazers too.
40 years younger than anybody else in this restaurant.
Also, we had on the wrong blazers. I was wearing hers and she was wearing mine.
It
So
was all
mine.
mess.
She had a
Our vibes all out of whack.
She had massive shoulder pads though. They
Yeah.
usually look a little bit more.
Yours
Less
is
than,
like, you got a big one.
yeah,
It's
yeah. Yeah, it's a boxy one.
It's
So we walk in and we're like, oh
Big
shit, we
shoulder
got on the wrong
pads.
coats. We stroll up to that
we
kiosk.
strut up, and we're going. Do we think that we have a reservation? Do we
Is
think
David-
we say, or do we just just let her see where she seats us? So we walk up, and I go, "Hi."
both standing there
as
in our
it's like she clearly is understanding. Because here's the thing, I don't ever want to make somebody else feel like we're making them the joke of our bit.
Never.
The joke is not like hee. People are gonna react weird. The joke is that we're having fun.
Yeah. Hopefully our laughter in these moments in
Yeah.
public
It's
is
more
more
embarrassing
of a,
us than
and also
you.
a laughter that says you can join in on this.
Oh,
it's at us.
absolutely.
We're not snickering
Yeah,
at you.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
yeah.
we're doing it so openly, so you know we're not talking about you.
We're not talking about you. It's about us.
you.
We know that this is, but we wanted to. It felt like the right fun vibe.
Yeah. Maddie said,
I said, hi. Hi. We may or may not have a reservation. And she was like,
which is a
"Okay."
weird way to have to word something.
And I think she was, how old do you think she was?
I want to say 27. I think
Yeah.
like around our age.
Yeah, I think
which
she's
is a
around-
which
which
again
again-
dynamic.
Equals. But clearly power dynamic because she works there.
She has.
She holds the
clipboard.
power. She's the mistress of the seats. And you must
Guys, we
believe.
hear Rat Pack Ricky in the other room.
Singing. We're
Straight
walking
away.
oh my God,
There's
oh my
a room
God.
straight ahead, and then there's a room like off to the
you
right.
can walk in forward or right. So
And Rat Pack Ricky is clearly in the room straight ahead.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
hear him
yeah.
and we both look at each other as she's
Oh
looking
my
at the
God.
clipboard for Maddie's name.
Yeah. So I go, it might be under Maddie because that's how I had emailed the manager. And I said, or
You
it
holding her
might
hand.
be under the pals. And she was like, okay. She was like kind of smiling enough that it was like polite but not laughing at us, you know, which was that was friendly. And so then she goes, I don't see that. to be honest, I felt bad for her having to deliver that news.
I did too, because she
I
was
know
looking
she
at
was
two people.
hopeful because then that interaction would be over.
Yeah.
We would be
Because-
on there and she could.
Also, imagine you are about to deliver bad news to two girls that have
People
just
who-
walked in here glowing, looking at each other saying, wow, looking around like they're at Disneyland for the first time.
Reading the tiny captions below the photos of like the Pope on the wall,
Literally
signed by Judy Garland.
taking 2 steps, tapping each other on the shoulder and pointing
Being
at
like-
something new.
It did take us a minute to get to her because it was long, but also we were going slow. We were taking it in. The carpet was kind of changed in some spots.
Imagine
Interesting.
looking up from a clipboard though and having to deliver bad news to 2 girls standing
You
on
were
the other
like-
side of this kiosk like,
Might be under the PAL.
can we please have a reservation with
And-
Pack Wiki?
We came all the way.
We put on our big old suit jackets.
We went boss baby mode. So she goes, no, I don't see. I'm sorry, I don't see
Yeah,
it.
okay,
And we
that's
go,
fine.
that's fine. Table for 2 then, please. And she has to be like, okay. And then she's like kind of looking around for a minute. 'Cause it's like, the place is full.
I did not expect it to be packed out.
Bumping. Because we should have known for Rat Pack Ricky. But also, I will say, we did think we would probably have seats.
We kind of thought we covered the
Because
reservation.
I would have called. I would have called if I had known. So she kind of walks us around. Okay, we go, oh, wow. Again, we're taking
wow.
this place in for the first time. We don't quite know where Ricky is because his voice is kind of ricocheting all around. The Ricky's all around the room, all right? Ricky around the room.
But we do notice that we're moving away from the sound of the voice.
Oh, it's getting quieter. And almost like a different music is just playing like through the loudspeaker.
we're in a
going,
different dining room altogether.
big.
We see the corner booth. We both look at each other. We go, corner
I would
booth.
say it was so big it was on the brink of a dining hall.
Yeah.
Like, it was large.
The waiters were
Kind of a Ruby
hustling.
Tuesdays level large.
Yeah.
So that also made me think that it was a circle.
Mm-hmm. Because there's a hallway that you can't see.
And so as we're sitting, she's walking us, and we're going, because here's the thing, we're going to make the positive out of it, and we're going, ooh, corner booth. Corner booth. Classic.
And then I said, does Rat Pack Ricky...
Yeah, because we were like, it's now or never. We have to ask her now, because she's about to seat us.
Does Rat Pack Ricky come in here and sing? And she said, oh,
Oh,
no.
no.
Rat Pack Ricky, we don't have speakers in this room.
And
And then
we
she
go-
kind of like, we were like,
Because she knew what was coming next. We go, are there any seats
is there
in that room?
even
And she
standing
goes,
room at the bar?
no, they're all reservations.
And we were
And
like,
that felt like a little bit of a little like, hey, look how busy this place is. And I get that.
it's just we actually didn't
We
think
just
we
feel
covered
like,
it.
had
So
a
we sit down in our
reservation.
corner booth.
And they've left some checks on the
Yeah.
table from somebody
I'm
else.
gonna
That's
be honest,
fine.
it really did feel it like corner booth less in a cool way and more in a put them in the corner booth.
Yeah.
Somebody put babies in the corner.
There was some girlies yapping near us. They were having a delightful time.
they
were
were
wrapping up
gossiping.
their meal. We didn't really hear any of it because we were really taking it in our booth.
we were also the
We were feeling
only
it.
people in there wearing suit jackets, other than the people that were
I
working
thought
there.
it was gonna be like if I was wearing anything less than this, I was gonna get side-eyed.
People were gonna look at me and be like, "Ooh, she
would
doesn't
be
belong in
like,
Smokehouse."
She doesn't get it.
I needed people to feel like I belonged in Smokehouse, even though every
Right,
person I
get
met,
her.
I was saying, "This is our first time in Smokehouse."
And they would all go, "Wow, the photographer lady." They come around and take your picture, and she comes around and goes, and we mentioned it was our first time, and she was like, "Oh, then how?" Oh, we'd ordered the world's famous garlic. We had told her that we were excited for our world famous garlic bread, and she was like, "How did you know about that if you've never been here?" We were like,
It
We
says
were
on the
tail.
menu, "World famous garlic bread."
We
It actually
did our
says that on the
research.
menu. We read that in front of our
She-
eyes.
Nobody was. Here's the thing: they were busy, and I want.
And we
I
were
want to
excited.
say, I get that. We were really trying to engage with some people.
really-
So let's skip forward a little bit. You and I are having. Oh,
Incredible.
it just. Let
Guys.
me tell you. When Melissa and I sit down at a restaurant that we're gonna have to pay more than we normally would pay for, we are getting our money's worth.
Yeah.
We are like, let's get into
We're in
it.
here. We're in Blazers.
If we want to have memorable conversations, I want to remember it in this place.
Yeah. So we both, at one point, I opened the menu and I was looking at the steak options because I had agreed again. I introduced red
Ugh.
meat back into my palate.
And as
just to
someone
eat
who
this.
loves steak, to get to share a steak with my brother. Yeah. Oh.
So I'm looking at the steak options and I said, oh, should I do I said something. It was like the sirloin or something.
It was
And
like
Maddie
the
said,
chopped- it was like the chop.
Maddie said,
something.
that's the cheapest thing on the
I just had to
menu."
remind us
I
why
was
we were here.
instinctually going, it's against my instincts and it felt so good to have my brother remind me, treat yourself.
And we had a couple times had to remind ourselves of like, hey.
Because at one point when we were ordering the world famous garlic bread,
You
they
had the
said, do you want the
option
half or
for
the
whole.
full? And we looked at each other and we said, I
The
want a whole.
It felt like we needed it.
Also, at one point, we ordered a bottle of wine, and the guy comes over to us, know nothing about wine.
No.
Nothing. Not a thing.
He holds it up, and we both go,
Oh, yeah.
so fast. He has to pour it for Millicent.
Yeah.
Millicent has to go,
Yeah, he pours it into my thing. I was like, how did I get chosen for the one making the call?
loves. It was the suit. It was the way she wore the suit.
I think I was sitting like this a fair amount.
He was like, this is the one that tests the wine.
And I literally, me picking it up knowing nothing about flavor, honestly not loving red wine, but with this meal, it was great.
It wasn't fine for what we needed.
So, and we also got the cheapest bottle of red wine.
Yeah. To be clear, that was treating ourselves for that.
Yeah. Anyways,
So the meal was great. Really enjoyed the meal. Lovely conversation.
then we were watching
get
our
to-
watches because we knew Rat Pack Ricky was getting off.
Because we'd asked the hostess, we were like, if we finish our meal, can we go sit inside
Can we
at the
go
bar
stand in the bar?
to watch Ricky? Please?
And she was
like,
like-
yeah.
And we were like, great.
Okay, so
we
it's
left our.
creeping up on 9:45. He's done at 10.
We got to get in there. We literally flag over our waiter. We put our purses on top of the table because we both have an irrational fear of ever being perceived as dining and dashing.
We want to be clear. We might just be Roman.
We'll leave all of our valuables on the table.
Yeah.
Just to let you
Just
know
to let-
we're coming back.
We'll be
I'm spreading out my debit and credit
Yeah, I'm
cards.
letting you know I intend to pay for this meal, but I'm also going to explore the space before I pay for it.
Yeah.
So
I gotta know.
we hear Ricky singing a slow song, and Millicent goes, we're kind of nearing the ends of our meals, and Millicent goes, I think we should go in there. And like, I hear him. He's singing a slow song, and I was like, let's go. We gotta go now. We get up, we go. We don't even think about it. We tell luckily our waiter had come over.
We said,
just around
we're
then.
going in
We're
to watch
go-
Ricky.
We'll be back. So you really look like Ice Spice. But then like flat.
Is it flat? Oh my god, wait. It did an indent. It looks like you have a sun hat on. It's kind of amazing. Sorry guys, I'm flat.
I don't know anything that Ice Spice says.
I don't either.
So we
We leave our stuff, we run in, and we see open tables everywhere, and we're like, great.
Yeah,
we
it's
sit
basically
down.
empty in there.
We're in between. We are one table. It's us, then an empty table, then a table with an older couple, and then Rat Pack Ricky on the stage.
right there. We're pretty close.
Yeah, almost
Small
instantly we're
tables.
going, come on, Ricky.
We're going, all right. And you know what? The room, I will say, and I don't want to be that person, I feel like the room appreciated it.
No.
I feel like the people that
The
were left
vibe?
that were the people that wanted to like
It was
hang
the
and listen to
regulars.
Ricky. Yeah.
These were the people of
These were the Smokehouse folk. So we come in, we are jamming.
Yeah, instantly. Bonnie gets up. We later learned her name was Bonnie. Bonnie stands up in the front and starts
Because
dancing.
We see from the back, we're getting a Jackie attack. Uh-oh.
Oh, Jackie coming up
is
from behind.
Probably, I'm not joking, 95 years old. Coming from the back, she's dancing.
She's grooving.
dancing. Bonnie gets into it with her. They start dancing.
We look at each other. We're
Uh-oh.
up.
All of a sudden, Max is up. It's a party. We're all dancing. I go up to Bonnie. I go, love your dance moves. She goes, thanks. Guys, she drops it lower. She's 86. She drops it lower. I was being like, oh my God.
I'm doing
I can't
spins
do
with
this.
Max on the other side of the table. I'm literally taking his hand. I'm twirling underneath it. I'm thanking him for his service. He had on a veteran's hat.
Jackie comes over. Uh-oh, two ladies. Two ladies, one prom. We're all dancing. We're sometimes intermingling. Millicent and I are occasionally saying stuff to
We're
each
hopping
other.
back in. I think I'm going over to Maddie and saying, this is the dream scenario.
Ricky is thrilled.
Oh my gosh.
Through the roof. It's a party
The energy
now.
is palpable in
Guys,
the room, guys.
people
we were
are
there,
smiling.
We were there so long, our waiter had to come in to find
And
us to give us a check. And we were like,
Because we could not possibly break for conversation.
not.
We were learning so much about bowling leagues around Los Angeles.
of course we asked for an encore.
And
Ricky
of course
delivered.
We got it. Because we later found out who started the encore was Ricky's
Yeah.
stepdad.
Yeah.
We learned a lot.
Guys, we were there.
Maybe 20 minutes at the end, and that's all we needed.
And you did that for us, pals.
Pals
You got us to Smokehouse.
got us to Bonnie, and to Jackie,
And to
Max,
and
to
to
Ricky, and to Tim, and to, well, we didn't meet his wife, Claire, but
Oh, right.
that guy was him. And then
Oh,
another
yeah, yeah.
Rick.
There was, Ricky's on Thursdays,
Ricky's
on
on
Fridays. Just in case
And
you're
Tim is a
wondering.
regular. Him and his wife have a permanent table on Fridays, and they
That's
go,
so cool.
seat yourself when he walks in. To get an attitude because you're a regular.
Dream.
So they invited us back. Oh, and we gotta end.
Yeah. Beware the weekend Irish.
And the blood runs deep when the booze is cheap. The best part about being American is to be a weekend Irish. Does anybody know that song?
Because we didn't know it until St. Patrick's Day last year.
I put on just a random St. Patrick's Day playlist as we're getting ready in our separate rooms, but we're playing it loud. We're chit-chatting.
Yeah, we're chit-chatting.
Oh,
When
that
this
song comes on, we both go, whoa.
Yeah, from the other room, I was like, oh my gosh.
I was like, no, I'm dancing over here.
And so that really became our whole and the
Our
point of the
anthem.
song is that it's very like, it's just a ton of Americans in Dublin.
That is what we found out. So we're going to tell you about our trip to Ireland. Now, we have told a lot of these stories before, but we're going to kind of put them in context.
Streamline it as best
String them
we
together.
can.
So we start out, we fly to Dublin. We'd already been in England for about 6 days.
Yes, we fly to Dublin. It's a late night flight. Everyone we have told throughout our trip that we are going to Dublin for St. Patrick's Day is like, oh, whoa. Which kind of had us going in with a different mindset. I think getting there, I was pretty quickly like, it's not as crazy as people I think.
No.
might
I
say
think
it
that you
is.
hear stories about it,
Yeah.
but it was fun.
Yeah, so we get on the flight. We're boarding it's like the Spirit Airlines of Europe.
People are drunk.
Wasted.
On this
Already.
flight, there are at least 3 people that the flight attendant is having to like keep an eye on.
There's a group of boys with their dad who's also drunk. Horrible example.
he
Did
is-
not appreciate his parenting.
He's not like helping the situation
no.
at all.
They were like right behind us too.
Uh-huh, and we
We
were like,
sit down
"Ugly."
and we are sitting down next to an old man. And we get to chatting with him because it's like an hour and 30-minute flight. I'll say this. I was desperately tired. We'd been in London all day. We'd been walking
and we had
around.
gotten up early to like catch the bus to get to London
Yeah,
to catch
it was
our
a
flight,
whole- yeah.
carrying our luggage.
But when you sit next to an old man named Nolig, who comes from a family of 11 people,
and
they've
they've been to China 19 times. We didn't find that out till later.
Oh, yeah. No, 13.
13 times.
He said he'd gone to China 13 times because he had a cool bag. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And he was like, thanks. I got it in China. I've been to China 13 times.
We went, wow.
Wowie.
That is a lot of times to go to China.
Yeah, that's wow.
I ain't even been one time.
Wow.
So but Mills and I had talked about, we were like, when we get on the plane, we can take a little nap. It's
Yeah.
going to be amazing. We
Then
planned it
we'll
out.
wake up, have dinner in Dublin.
We'll be like,
It'll work out great.
Then we sat next to Nolik.
And
And
then
then
we
we
started
both looked at each other and had to make a choice.
Yeah,
were
we
like,
truly had a moment where it's like, because we had opened the door
I
a
actually
little.
think he said something first.
He did. I think he said something like, are you guys going to,
Yeah.
like, are you coming for St. Patty's Day or something like that? And so when he was saying it, we told him where we were staying, which
And I will
feels
say-
crazy, but he was like
It was like we live
a
in the
grandpa,
area.
like very sweet.
Also the kind of craziness going on around us, that kind of brings people together.
Yeah,
So
you-
when you got craziness going around you and the person next to you is also clocking it, you can be like, wow.
Wowie.
And now you're in it together.
Boom, inside joke. Boom, instant connection.
Instant joke. Look at these guys.
So we spent the flight talking to him. He
Get
gave
a load
us
of these chunks.
recommendations for
So, a pub.
a pub to go to, which was the pub that we ended up meeting our friend Talitha at.
We had the baby Guinness.
So anyways, we get on that flight. We land. It's late at night. We have to
Late.
try and find a rental
Food.
car. I remember he pulled up and he was like, I can't park here. You guys got to get in fast. They're going to get a picture of my car and
Because
give me
we
a
had
ticket.
no signal either.
Oh, yeah. Anyways.
We got there.
We
made
got
it
there.
safe.
Had some great burgers. It
The
was lovely.
house we got to was adorable.
Absolutely adorable. We had the whole place to ourselves.
Which is
Not
crazy,
intentionally, but
because
we
our
did.
friends couldn't come. We've talked about this. So we
Next
morning have to get up early to get in line for the parade because we don't know
Next morning is
where
St.
quite
Patrick's
we
Day.
need to go. We don't quite know how crazy it's gonna be.
We wake up. First of all, I have turned my room into a greenhouse. We've talked about this before. I cranked the heater up,
Wet
and it
in
was
there.
wet outside, so it was just literally. I woke up so sticky. I was like,
I was
oh.
like,
Maddie
walking
walked
in,
in.
I was like inhaling vapor.
I honestly felt amazing. I slept like a
It's
rock.
probably I could see like a sleep chamber kind of thing.
So
So scientists, let
yeah.
us know. Is that a thing?
we wake up, we hear Weekend Irish for the first time, and
Oh,
we
electric.
pretty quickly. We start walking outside, and we're basically just going to walk all the way to the parade route and find a good spot to go. Pretty quickly, we realize it's a lot of Americans.
Most people we're seeing are Americans, and we kept being like, maybe we're just not in the like
maybe
not
we're not there
touristy
yet.
part yet. We were getting because there was one street that everyone was like, you got to
we
go
were so
to this
young
street.
then, you know.
So we get there, and it's still, I would say, like 60%.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Americans.
Yeah, in that strip, especially for the parade, it was a little bit more like locals too.
Irish families, I feel like.
But so we're at the parade. We find a spot. So many people standing on poles. Oh my goodness, guys!
They don't care. They're
They
climbing
don't
them.
care.
They're climbing. It's truly, it's like Philly out there.
It was amazing.
But also, it's like no one seemed to really be upset about it. It
We
was kind
watched-
of bringing people. People were scaling walls.
We watched a young boy scale a wall to get to a windowsill.
People
a whole
cheering.
crowd of people. I'm literally standing there going, somebody needs to be underneath him watching.
They
the
didn't
ball."
care.
He did.
I think somebody maybe what? I don't know.
I don't know.
I
He
don't
got up
know.
there. He sat up. The whole block
Electric.
cheered. It was amazing.
Because we were all waiting for the parade.
Yeah.
The parade?
First of all, we had a pal reach out to us. This is very fun. We had a pal reach out to us, and we should have looked
I'm
up
sorry,
the
we should
name.
have
I'm
looked
so
up your
sorry.
name.
Let us know who you are again. Anyways, we had a
We'll
pal
find
reach
you.
out to us and say that they were at the parade that day and were walking with marching
They're
with their
marching
school.
with their school band.
And so we
We
absolutely
saw
saw them.
you.
We saw
Because
them.
we were watching this
yeah.
parade.
Maddie
And-
was standing in a window. Like there was like a window thing
which was
slightly
really
off the
helpful.
ground.
My feet were like losing blood flow
Yeah.
though, because my feet were kind of tilted forward.
Yeah.
It was work, but it was the parade. Guys, fantastic.
Amazing.
Fantastic parade.
Because it felt so handmade. It felt so human.
and
like
the floats were non-commercial. Most of them were like, if they were for something, it was for like an organization
Or just
like
a group
local
of people
community
that
group that like
care
hangs
about
out.
something.
Yeah.
it was awesome. They had puppetry that
It
was
wasn't like Amazon.
incredible.
Hulu.
we saw a woman riding a woolly mammoth puppet.
And she was going, and we went, what's she for? Unclear.
Not sure.
No idea.
We-
Amazing though.
There was a float, however, that was commercial, and it
did
stole our
speak to
hearts.
us. Sorry, that's the American. You can take the Americans out of America.
But if you give me a
Take
cute
the American
mascot,
out of the
I'm
American.
signing up. I'm clocking in.
You give me one big potato.
Yeah.
You put a little jacket on him. You give
Mr.
him eyes.
Potato. He literally has on a jacket, and he's
He's our dream man. Can I say that?
You can say that. You know what? I have the cutout because I literally saved one of the bags of chips because we bought the
'Cause
chips.
We were
It
on
worked.
the hunt for the chips. Also, it was kind of funny because I think they aren't even that popular. I think it kind of skewed our
Wasn't
opinion.
the best chip I had that
And also,
trip.
every store we went into, we'd be like, "Do you have?" And they'd be like, "What? No." And we'd be like-
have Mr.
And finally, we got it, and we were like, "I
Yeah.
see why it's not in many stores."
Yeah.
But love him.
Yeah. So we freak out over this potato while he's going through the parade. Then the parade ends, and we start heading over to, what was the street? It was Temple. It was like the Temple Bar area.
Yeah, and because people had recommended that, we get to essentially
That's
a
where you go.
hotel bar because it's the only one we could get into. Most of the bars were.
Guys, I actually have never felt so surrounded in my entire life at all times than I did on St. Patrick's Day in Ireland.
But can I say,
in the Temple Bar District?
what we noticed when we were leaving the parade was that we were in truly the most crowded space I've probably ever been in. More people and like just in narrow streets. No one was pushing.
No.
No one was shoving. No one was touching me.
Truly,
no one was
and-
like leaning against
no.
me, even brushing against me. Everyone gave each other their
Everybody
own.
was just
it was
moving.
tight, but we were all moving as one.
That was something that we really did notice. We were surrounded, but at no point, at no point until literally the last bar of the night did we even
We
get
were
a
like-
touch of feeling like
whoa,
unsafe.
it's a little.
It really did feel just like, okay.
Yeah.
So we go over to the Temple Bar District. It's so packed. We were able to get in this one hotel bar, and we have our first
And it's
drink.
fun. They're playing fun music. So
Yeah.
we're like, we'll just go in. And there was space. We could kind of get into it
And we hear the song Zombie for the first time that day. First time.
that day. We've
We're
heard the
like,
song before. Let's
Yeah.
play.
Oh, we're
But
singing
I
along to it.
just
We're like,
heard
okay.
this. Truly, the most I hear that song is when you play like a Spotify Halloween playlist. They're just throwing songs that say spooky
Yeah.
words in there.
Yeah.
Zombie, nothing to do with zombies.
No.
But we were confused.
Yeah.
We were like, that's fun. We know this song.
Yeah.
Zombie, 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 eh.
We have our first drink. We move on. We start just like kind of bar hopping. However, there is, once you are in a bar, because it is so crowded, you kind of do have to stay there for
You're
a
like,
while.
I'm going to enjoy my moment here.
We spent the majority of our afternoon. Well, we went to one more round bar, heard Zombie again, and we're like,
You're like, wow.
whoa.
Two
At this
in
point,
one
we're
day.
giggling. We have a video of it because we're like, this is silly. We've heard Zombie
Because
twice.
we rocked out to it last time. And it
Yeah.
was such a random song to us
We were
to
like,
be hearing.
oh.
We were like, oh,
Us
they must love
clueless.
Zombie over here.
Not listening to the lyrics.
Nope.
So then we're in
And
the
it's
third
loud.
bar. And in this bar, it is so, you go upstairs, it is so jam-packed. There's a
tight.
band playing. And to move around, you actually do just
Yeah.
kind of have to approach somebody and then do, like, rotate with them. And then you kind of have to
But
move to
again,
another
nobody
one.
was pushing or shoving.
No.
People just kind of let you pass through. So we kind of found it up, like a little bit of a lofted stage next to the
Yeah.
stage area with a select group of people. It was mostly occupied by a German bachelor
party.
Excuse me.
Group of Germans. We are, by the way, guys, at this point, We are both. Also we don't love beer. Well, Maddie can handle it. I cannot.
But I don't like drinking a lot
Yeah.
of it.
So like for us, like we're here. We're trying to hold these cups that we're trying to sip on.
And again, that's kind of the nice thing about beer. You can.
Yeah,
We were
are
there
in
for a
the
while.
best moods ever. We are in. It's incredible. The guy singing was so good.
He was just an Irish man, an older Irish gentleman playing his guitar on stage. That's all you needed for this crowd.
Yeah.
To be listening and vibing.
We met a group of kids from like Chicago, I think.
Yeah, they were like college students. They were
and
nice.
On this trip, I had brought a notebook. I kind of decided. I think it was on this trip that I started it.
It's fantastic.
Great little
alert,
idea.
pal
Great little
alert.
idea. I have a square little sketchbook, and I brought it with us on the trip, and I would pass it around because we were with our other friends too.
Mm-hmm.
And we would just go to different places, pass it to somebody, and then we had a little format for it, but they would draw where we were. And it really just like it was so cute too, giving it to somebody and then watching them like sit and draw. Like, and everybody gets really into it.
It started as just something I think we were like, this will just be fun to like a fun way to remember different places we're at, or like if we're sitting in a museum or whatever. And it really quickly, I think we learned that it really makes you stop. It makes you sit for a minute and really take in your surroundings.
And it doesn't have to be good. I think everybody is always, though, I'm always
people are like, I'm not an artist.
I'm like, you really don't have to be. You're just doing lines and shapes and stuff.
And that's
it's
kind of the abstract is fun.
It's kind of cute. I really love it.
And then we make everybody sign and kind of
Yeah.
name the scene, name your
Yeah.
portrait.
So we had originally, up until that point, only been doing it with ourselves and our friends that we were with. But when I was in that bar and we're kind of standing around, there's a table. The Germans have a table.
And they've kind of welcomed us over to the table. They're
Yeah,
like,
we've
if you
been
wanna put
vibing
our
with the
drinks
Germans
down-
a little bit. We've been dancing. We've been singing.
They know we're a good time.
Almost every video that Maddie has of me in Ireland is the camera panning around a room with people vibing, having a good time, and then me having a great time.
Clapping her hands, stomping her feet, popping bubbles. Guys,
I'm popping bottles of champagne.
I so desperately, I know every movie does it, like every comedy movie about like a party happening
Yeah,
does
one
the
hit.
slow-mo scene where like you're going around and people are like frozen as
and
how
it, like,
they're
zooms
partying,
up.
but it could be us in different spots.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
all I want.
That'd be great. Anyways,
So we get these Germans and we say, hey, sketch this.
I pull out my notebook. I hand it to him. I even like drew the square for them on the page.
Setting them up right.
And I like put the date. I also like have people, you sign it, you put the date and the time and like where they are.
They spoke English.
Yeah.
It was loud in there.
Yeah.
And like again, they were having a hard time hearing us. And
Also,
there was a language barrier.
I think I handed them a sketchbook with a little pencil and just said go, and they were like, what? And that's where this video that
Well, the one guy did it in the bachelor party, and then the other German guy. So we had been like, there was other guys that we kind of interacted with over there, and they came over and
Yeah.
were talking to us. There's this one German fellow. He was chit chatting with us after because we have one video of you helping the guys with the ties on, because you know
yeah.
a bachelor party that's a few drinks in, they're a little unbuttoned at this point. They're not crazy about it, but
yeah.
he did the quick sketch. Then the guy that really didn't speak a lot of English, we really had to explain to him. He wasn't quite sure. So then he wrote one that he entitled like The American Dream. And it was like a house. And it
Some stick figures. We were like,
he misunderstood the time, and that's fine.
well, because I had said you can draw whatever you want.
Yeah.
Which is where our favorite,
Which is
one of our favorite
truly
videos.
my favorite video from Ireland. I think I've attached it at the end of a previous video. Well, first of all, we were so excited because the guitarist playing on stage, the singer, he said, again, he must have been 75, and he was like, I'm going to play a song now. My grandson played it for me and said all the kids like this song, so this is Watermelon Sugar. And we're like,
Rocked.
this whole time he's been playing like Irish folk songs, and now to switch it up like that.
Oh my
So he starts playing it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm filming it. People are singing. I pan over. Millicent is locked in. She is over the notepad. She is energy. You were going to hear it through vibe. She goes, you can draw whatever you want. The magic of that, the Willy Wonka-esque nature.
Woman sugar high, woman sugar high, woman sugar high.
Whatever you want. And he's going, we'll put the photo up of what he did. But it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was really gorgeous. Then
So-
I'm trying to see. I'm like, what do we?
So,
yeah.
So we get out.
We get out. At this point, the sun's going down a little bit.
And we do see our first fight. It
Yeah.
It is so quickly handled.
It was crazy.
And not even, they just kind of separated them.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, okay.
I think they literally just like separated them and threw them down different
Because
streets.
a lot of these people aren't even really
They're not
that
mad.
mad. They just want to throw hands.
So
And
it was.
they just separate them and they're like, well, that was all I really
I
wanted.
think that they got maybe 2 shoves in, and at this point, though, we were kind of close to them, and I kind
Yeah.
of stopped Maddie and was like, let's like move over here real quick.
I wanted to
we
see
had
what was
just
going
asked.
on.
Yeah, I was like, no, we're not going to get closer to this
I was
right
being safe about it.
now. No, she was.
But so we separate. We end up going to another bar.
Yeah. Well, also, it was just literally a group of their police officers. Was it like the bright yellow coats
I
or
think
something?
it was like their safety patrol, essentially.
They literally
for the
just
holidays.
a huge group of them. I don't know where they came from. Descend over them, pull them
So
apart,
fast.
and then it's just over. Everything
It
disperses
is
so
a
quick.
dance they have rehearsed 1,000 times.
They said, "Baby, this is Ireland."
They said they twirled him on the way out.
"Yeah."
They
Smacked
all
them on
take-
the ass,
yeah.
sent them on their way.
And so we get to another bar, and we are gonna go in, and then we have to go get food, and then we come back, and this bouncer we have chit chatted with a little bit. He
like a
clocked-
college.
a guy had come out that we kind of been like a little too drunk, and I think he had clocked him.
And I think there was a girl trying to like help him out or trying to.
Yeah.
It was just
And
not
so
looking good.
The bouncer, he not a big guy.
No, college age, maybe like 22.
Yeah.
Pretty thin.
Yeah. And he kind of just steps in. He
Yeah.
kind of goes like, hey, buddy. He kind of gets in between. And the guy's kind of still angry. He's talking, he's yelling, but he's separating him.
We witnessed the coolest thing we've ever seen in our lives.
This man and the intellectual.
In a moment of intense clarity, this bouncer pulls a pack of cigarettes out of his pocket, opens it up, pulls one out, hands it to the guy who takes it. He pats him on the chest and then sends him on
off.
his way.
The man walks down the alley,
Problem
smoking
solved.
his cigarette.
It was amazing.
It
Also,
was a masterclass on humanity. Just like, hey,
hey, this drunk guy just probably needs a
Go
cigarette.
that way.
Give him a cigarette, send him on his way.
goodbye.
It was
It was
absolutely
amazing. So we were
amazing.
like, we're going in this bar. Had
Yeah.
a delightful time in there. Got a hat.
Yeah.
Lost the hat
we
at some
had
point.
seen these hats all day and we were like, where is
Where are we
everybody
getting these hats? Who was handing out the hats? Where did we miss the
would've
hat
loved
line?
that
We've been bing bang booming around. I
Yeah.
feel like we would have seen the hat guy.
We did get tattoos. Well, we got little face tattoos.
Yeah, because it was clear that everyone was tattooed up. Because again, it was a lot of American college
and
kids.
they knew that.
They've done a lot of bowl games, a lot of whiteouts.
Yeah.
They know how to do the face
Yeah,
tats.
yeah.
So honestly, that was we
Our
walked
evening,
around more.
We went to one more bar. A girl got her phone stolen. We had a guy at first that we were like, is he being weird? And then we were like, oh no, he's actually really
nice,
chill and
then-
awesome.
I think then there was somebody else who was a little weird, and he was like kind of being.
yeah,
He was kind of
he
He
was
was
doing
like too
the-
much, but he was being like,
was-
hey.
He was doing a quick little appreciation thing. If you're a guy in the club and you're trying to maybe help a woman
Yes.
out, or if you're kind of like, I don't want her to feel uncomfortable or like
No.
I'm trying to impose. All you can do, literally the best thing you can do is just put your body between
Yeah.
the like
You don't even
just
gotta
put-
face her.
no,
Just be a little helpful.
place yourself in his path in
because
a way
honestly, that is usually enough to deter.
that really is, and it's very
and it
helpful.
Stinks that is what it
Yeah.
takes.
And it's a small thing you can do that, honestly, I will say, I notice it whenever it happens, and I really appreciate it.
If
so,
you see a group of girlies and you see a man approaching them, and you aren't sure if they're gonna want this man to approach them, if he's ringing a flag for you, he's ringing a flag for us.
oh, he's ringing alarm bells.
Get
Sirens.
Get in there.
But yeah, that's a way that's just a small,
That's
small
a
little
small fun
tidbit.
tidbit for men.
Because at first we were like, is this guy weird? Oh, he's being
Oh,
helpful.
he's
Oh,
helpful.
that's great.
It was amazing.
Thank
but
you.
then we kind of were like, we're hungry. We got a little pizza, and we were like,
Girl just got her
done-
phone stolen.
We're
I dropped
gonna-
to the ground with my flashlight out trying to help her find it.
The night is wrapping up.
sticky.
We get ourselves home because we have to. Doot, doot, get on the train the next day. And
To
we
go
gotta
to Malahide Castle. It was going to be
Again,
Maddie's.
Lynn, get back to us.
Yeah. And they're not all going to be, guys, we had that perfect synchronicity in the beginning. There's no way we could possibly
no.
hope
Again, it's
to
a
have that
workship.
level of synchronicity now.
But it felt good at the time.
Yeah. So the
we
next
get
morning-
to the castle.
We wake up, we go on the train. It's lovely.
Beautiful.
Truly. I think we missed one or two trains,
Missed
but
a
then we
couple
got
buses,
there.
then we figured it out, which felt even better when we got
Yeah.
there.
Lovely castle. They had, while we were there, they had in the gift shop, as we're like, you walk through the gift shop to get to like the grounds where the garden is,
Yeah.
and then you walk over to where the castle is. In the gift shop, so there's no signs up, there's nothing. We're
No.
walking out. I go,
Huh.
now that's a peacock.
And it was hard to tell, like, maybe those
Inside.
windows are open. 'Cause
Maybe
there was,
he's
like,
not
big businesses.
outside.
Maybe
he's
it's a
maybe
die.
he's stuffed. Maybe he's not.
Maybe he's not real. No, he's real.
No, he's real. He's chilling.
That's a real peacock inside.
inside.
Now,
the door's
well,
like there's a sliding door. He can get out, but
As far as America, we have dogs in Target, but we do not have peacocks in museums.
no.
And
wish we
I will
did.
say, I wish we did.
loved it.
It was fun because he was because we told the people.
We said-
truly were like, is this something that shouldn't be happening? Because nobody was around, so we're like, maybe this really is
Because
an accident.
he had been outside as well, and then we had seen him inside. So as we're walking out, we see him, and we just go up to the front, and we were like,
Hey,
"Is the peacock
is he
Always
a part of
inside?
this? Or and they were like, yeah, he's fine. He comes in at night.
That goes so hard.
Wow, thank you.
What a life
amazing.
for that peacock.
So we exit, and out in the back there is a beautiful butterfly garden. Wow. Wow.
You mean my dream?
Wow.
Yeah.
We walk in, we're walking around, and there it is a little, I think they had a sign that's like, this is not peak butterfly season. We were like, okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So there's not a ton of butterflies.
But there's enough to be like, there's butterflies here.
And it's kind of fun. You got to look for them.
Yeah.
There's some kids that are going a little wild. There's
Yeah.
some kids that are not.
I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. Do not pet the butterfly wings. That's rule number
No,
one. Rule number
yeah,
one.
and-
rule number one, butterfly etiquette.
And I get it. That's kids are hard to wrangle, but you got to teach your kids.
Yeah, parents, you got to teach your kids don't touch the
don't-
wings.
just be a
That's
little
base.
gentle
Yeah.
with
That's a
things
quick
like
one you
that.
can do, you know?
So I start picking some up. We get a few to kind of like land on our finger, and so Millicent was also trying.
Maddie
she-
has an incredible moment with one.
Yeah, I was.
I think I got my favorite photo ever of Maddie with the butterfly.
my little butterfly buddy, and then Millicent is.
I'm trying.
She's getting some for sure, like that are kind of like down there, and then she's
No.
kind of trying to get some off a leaf.
No, I
'cause
wasn't.
I had
They
gotten
kept-
one off a leaf.
No, I wasn't getting any, guys.
I have
Guys,
a video of
I
one
put-
on your finger. That's a lie. I have a video. I'll play
Yeah,
it.
and I remember as I was watching it, I almost forgot. I said, oh my gosh, I did get one. And then as I said that in the video, and I know as I thought it, when the video was being taken, butterfly flies away so quickly. I get it onto
Because
the
you
finger,
gotta
and the
play it cool,
moment.
which is tough. It's
When-
hard to play it cool when you've got a beautiful creature on your
And when you're
finger.
so excited like I am, and I got shaky hands. Sorry.
She's the butterfly's like, whoa.
But,
But so then there was one that Millicent finally was like, she was really getting under it, and we were like, oh my gosh, it's happening, and then it was happening so much that it was like, why isn't this butterfly moving? And then Millicent goes, oh, it doesn't have a brain. Its head was caved in. It was deader than you could have imagined. It was merely a skeleton.
I have like all 6 of its
And
legs on my
Millicent
finger.
has an emotional attachment to it now. So what do we do with this butterfly skeleton? We just lay it to rest. We just leave it there.
I was so defeated. And then as I'm doing that, I'm looking across the like aisle, the medium that has a bunch of plants on it, as a child is getting one on her finger, her like second one. I was like, come on, man.
Just, like, share a little.
I know those fingers are sticky. Well, that's probably why they
So,
like it. Probably the secret
wow,
of
I
it.
never thought about that. So we go.
We go to Malahide, then we come back, have a little day in Dublin, and then the next
Mm-hmm.
day is going to be our last like full day.
Yeah.
We decided to do when we had first
Mm-hmm.
gotten there in Dublin. There's everybody will say do the Guinness Museum.
And everyone goes, I know it sounds touristy. Do it. It's
Yeah.
so cool. And we trust.
We trust, and we are so glad we did. It is unreal. I think they said it was the largest in like brewery
Yeah.
location. I don't know. They had some record.
But it cannot recommend it enough.
Unreal.
The experience was.
We were gagged, guys. We were gagged by
Every
this museum.
step of the way. You wouldn't think learning how to harvest wheat would make people so. I love an immersive museum.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
walk in instantly. They're walking you through the process.
Yeah.
Of making
The 4 elements.
a Guinness. You start with. Is it the
Wheat. You start with the wheat.
You walk in. It's kind of dark in the tunnel. Then you walk into a room that's so bright. It's
So
almost
blue.
like day. It's almost like you're
Sky.
outside.
And there's
wheat
wheat
fields.
You can run your hands. Maddie and I were both like,
It truly felt like we were like
yeah,
Little
it's-
Womening.
and
like,
it's you just go around a curve basically, and then you're out of it.
And
But
then-
it is so magical.
and it's not over because the next ingredient I think is water. Whoa! And
You
how are
think
they
how
gonna
do
do
they
water?
show
Oh, is it just
water
pools?
cool?
No, guys, you ever seen a water sign? Because
When
we
they use
have
when it's falling water and they use it
it's
to make
light
words.
and raindrops to make words and symbols and Guinness signs.
what?
And it just keeps saying water, and then it's telling us facts
In the
about it.
water? I'm learning
90%
about
of
water from
beer is
water.
water.
I'm learning about beer. I'm learning about water from water.
From water.
The water is
The
telling
water
me about
is telling
itself.
me things. Now explain that one to me.
Yeah.
Scientist.
Walk me through that.
Guinness is 95% water.
So that we're in that room for a
Yeah.
minute.
Then there's a yeast, and we learned that the yeast they still don't know
Oh,
where it came from.
and we were like inside the yeast. Yeah.
What do
The
you
yeast
mean?
was mysterious.
What do you mean we don't know where the yeast came from?
And what was the final one? Barley? No, we already did barley.
Hops.
Hops. What are the hops? The green?
Yeah.
Oh, and it was like the things hanging down.
It was very cool.
It was fun. It was cool.
Then we did the tasting room, and both of us
Whoa!
had never
Oh
done
my
Guinness
gosh.
right before, apparently. You're
You-
supposed to drink it a certain way.
You know the Johnny Depp Willy Wonka? You know when they walk into that all white room? It was like that, where you walk in and these Guinness people are waiting. and everything is white. Their table is white. There's little tables coming out of the ground that look like you feel like you're in an alien spaceship. They're going
feels like the Capitol
out
at
of
Hunger
the-
Games because they
I
have
say Capital One Cafe.
they
and
have
that too.
scents coming out of them. So it's like this
you
smoke is coming
they
out of these
barrel in.
white
And so you're supposed to
dishes.
lean over and kind of like waft in the smell of like the different
crazy.
hops, and you could be like, that one does smell like chocolate.
I never thought I'd think that, but I do.
And then they hand out little
Most adorable
baby
glasses.
Guinness glasses.
If I didn't respect them so much after that tour, I would have swiped that. Oh, I would have tried to swipe
We
that.
had to listen because they were
didn't.
giving us instructions, but we were freaking out. They taught us a specific way to breathe when you drink a beer. I
That
love
blew
when
my mind.
life has a little more flair to
Yeah,
it.
turns out if you look into something a little bit, you can find new ways to sip it.
Oh, but I thought I had sipping down.
Yeah, I thought
I
I was
have been
there.
sipping from day one,
Yeah,
right out the womb. So we learned how to, and I enjoyed the Guinness.
I found a way to really. I think I was surprised that I was able to drink it and be like, I enjoy it. Like I'm
And
not
you
like
understood what they were saying
Yeah.
about the flavors
yeah,
too, which was really
understanding
cool.
the profiles made it a lot easier. People are like, just do a tasting once.
But I do think
don't
that
know.
we are not people that know a lot about like foodie culture in terms of like we like to eat, but we're not like I don't know about like nodes and flavors
Yeah.
and whatever.
Not gonna
But
catch it.
knowing it, it's kind of like, whoa, I can really appreciate this for what it is.
I can taste that little spice.
Oh.
In there. Ooh.
So we are loving it. We go
Yeah.
up to the sky deck,
Yeah, it's basically you can see the entire view of Dublin. It's
a whole floor of
insane.
marketing.
Yeah.
We were on the marketing floor for a minute.
Oh, that
creative,
was a
so
blast.
fun.
Oh my.
If there's
goodness.
two people who love creative marketing, oh baby, show me that fish on a unicycle.
Give me a
Oh, I think he's a
slogan
bike.
that's got 3 meanings.
They also have
Give
a
me
lot
a
that are just like
cartoon.
images of inspiring things and then being like Guinness. And you're like,
you're
wow, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, I
could
will
do
run that
with a
marathon.
Guinness. They had a massive harp you could play because the Guinness symbol's a harp. They had a big old harp you could play. I had a blast with that.
So that was our Dublin day, but it wasn't our Dublin night.
Because we had one night left in Dublin.
It's a Dublin night.
It's a Dublin night.
And we have to be up really early.
Mhm.
Do we do something tonight or do we just relax in the Airbnb?
And we both were like,
Gotta
we
go
have one
all out.
night left
Are
in
we
Dublin.
weekend Irish or are we weekend Irish? It ain't Monday yet.
And they said to beware us. We got to give them something to
This
beware.
is the best part about being American right now.
Being a weekend Irish.
Being a weekend Irish.
So we went somewhere. We got tickets to Celtic Nights. And we're going to tell you about it in just 1 minute. It's a Celtic night. It's a Celtic night.
You hear that rumble? It's a Celtic night. It's growing louder. It's
Celtic night.
Could you hear it?
Could you
We
hear it?
went to
Celtic
Nights.
If that wasn't clear.
And if you don't know what Celtic Nights is, it is basically the medieval times of Ireland. It is an Irish experience. You go to see Irish dancers and eat Irish food and
then-
share in Irish pastimes.
Yes, they play Irish instruments and tell you a bit about them.
Oh, I forgot about that.
All while you were getting a 6-course meal.
You sit down at a table.
Actually, I don't think it was 6 courses, but it was like
It
4.
was a lot.
It was a lot of courses.
You sit down at a table, and it is a shared table, family style. Millicent and I are sitting across from each other.
Oh, the
Uh-oh.
perfect situation for the pals.
People are going to be locked in with us. Nowhere to go.
I'm facing my pal head on, but at any point I can turn to my left or right
not as being able to try.
or
I think
diagonally and choose a person to hop in with.
Millicent and I facing each other in a restaurant is the most dangerous option because I think we are able to charge up by facing each other and be like,
We can clock
then-
in with each other too easily. Because if we hear something, we can both just go. We can move our eyes to be like, clock in on this one. Start listening to this one.
Because if we're in the middle of a conversation and we hear something else, you got permission to break this and go listen to this.
Yeah.
You know?
If things start
'Cause
going
it's like,
crazy.
that's going to be engaging. We want to engage.
Yeah.
We
And-
pretty quickly.
In the spirit of St. Patty's Day, we got lucky.
Oh,
day. Oh,
I'm up
we
all
got
night for good fun. I'm up all night for good fun. I should do an Irish accent for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. That was like Scottish.
Whoops.
We're up all nights to get lucky.
I'm sorry, Irish pals. I sorry.
We're working on it.
We're trying.
So we are sitting next to two couples,
Mhm.
2 females, 2 males. They
I'm on either side. Wait, no, I have the woman on one side and the male on the other. We both have both. Yeah.
We had both options. So this couple is an American couple. They're a little quieter at first.
Mhm.
At first. This couple pretty quickly makes it clear they're here to chat.
Also, she was there to chat.
Because I think she said something to me first, and it was we were in.
Oh, yeah.
We were chatting, and when we found out they are actually Irish, wow. Here with locals.
that.
She is a bartender in Dublin, and this is her boyfriend. Okay, so let's describe our friends.
Okay. We have, are we saying their names?
I think yes. I think yes.
We have Leaf. She is,
Wow.
oh my
How
gosh,
to describe Leaf?
radiant.
She is the
Radiant.
bartender. She's a bartender in Dublin. So you gotta be pretty tough to be a bartender in Dublin.
Mm-hmm.
You're busy, but you gotta be on top of your shit.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be
Yeah.
taking no crap.
Yeah.
And so,
pouring a Guinness right.
and she's social.
Mm-hmm.
She's good at connecting with people because that's another bartender quality.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be able to engage with
Now-
the folks.
The man that's sitting next to me, her boyfriend, he has not said really anything at all.
Very quiet,
And I've been
man.
trying. I've been going, yeah. I've been looking over at him. And he's
Because
kind of,
I feel bad because me and Leaf are chat. We're chat.
and I'm watching.
And Millicent, we're bringing Millicent in, but the table's
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
wide and
yeah,
they're
yeah.
playing music, so it's like,
Yeah. Mind you, I'm just like, all right, I got a wife on one side, I got a boyfriend on the other. What am I going to do
I
with
think
it?
we had kind of said something to this couple too.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were also like still.
They were
chitting with
also
each
doing
other.
their
So
thing.
That's fine.
And weren't they there? It was like they were doing a couples trip, and it was
Yeah,
like they
so
had
we were like,
split
they
off from a
just lost their
vacation.
not lost their kids.
No.
They knew where their kids were. The kids went home. They were like, their kids are adults, and they went
Yeah.
home early, and so they were
Yeah.
spending their final night
We
in
were like,
Dublin.
okay,
Let them do their thing.
for then.
Meanwhile, for now, we'll get back to
Meanwhile, we
the
got
threat.
Leaf and Steven.
There are targets.
Okay, so we have Leaf, who is, I don't know where she was from.
No.
Ambiguous in the most beautiful way.
Yeah.
Just gorgeous and radiant.
Beautiful.
And then we have Steven, who is,
Gorgeous and radiant. Gorgeous and radiant.
I wouldn't say, not less saturation.
Yeah, in a beautiful way.
Really,
More of a
really
pastel.
white.
But oh,
More of a pastel. Just so,
I
but
was talking
also,
energy-wise.
also, no. Also, just like Steven is there because it's one of those things where they perfectly balance each other out.
Oh, because for what Steven is, she isn't. And for what she is, Steven isn't.
Mhm.
And it just is.
So he's a little
yin and
quieter,
yang.
but we
He's
start.
quiet.
Steven,
and
we quickly learn
very pale.
once I get
very red hair.
once I get my first little side smile from Steven, I was like, I'm in.
We're locking in.
Boom! I'm shoving my foot in that door. You ain't taking it out.
I think being around his significant other and seeing how she was, it's like, oh, you're around people like this.
Yeah.
You're around
Okay,
like
yeah.
people who like to talk.
Yeah.
So then we really start chit chatting.
Do you go to the bathroom first?
I go to the bathroom during the show because like the show was you could be watching people, the Irish dancers come out. It's crazy,
Guys.
and they'll come out for like 10 minutes of dancing and then go take a break, and then for like 20 minutes and then come back out. So you're not watching them the whole
I
time.
don't know how they weren't hitting their head on that ceiling.
The
And the guy
ceiling's
said
so
that
low.
at the end of the night, the guy said that he has hit it
Yeah.
from the ceiling before. People get concussions, and we were like, what?
Or
Lower the
like somebody
stage.
fix the ceiling.
The stage is really
I-
high up. Lower it.
I cannot tell you how close their heads were to the ceiling. Like truly, when they were hopping, when they were jigging, so close.
Yeah.
So I go to the bathroom. I am in the bathroom and I text Millicent because I'm in a stall. There's 3 stalls in there. You walk in, sinks, stalls. Sinks on the left, stalls on the right. I walk in, I go in the stall. There is somebody in the bathroom who is talking so loudly on the phone. And she's talking about like, she's going, oh, something about like he slept with this other woman. And I know it because I saw it on like blah, blah, blah. And she was just yelling. And she was talking, she was dropping names. She was giving it all. And she was upset. Yeah. So I text Millicent from the bathroom. I'm like, yo, there is a woman in here going through it. And so I was like trying to time myself of like, do I go out there when she's out there and like try and help? Or this seemed like a situation that was like a little bit out of my control. So I like wash my hands. I go out. I come back to the table, and Millicent hadn't had her phone out at the table. Like she was hanging out. She had Steven.
Sorry.
We were in it with Steven at this point.
I had time with Leaf to myself.
Uh-huh.
I said, I'm honing in on this.
Yeah.
I'm getting this dynamic.
It was good, and it was healthy.
It was awesome. I needed that.
Beautiful. I think you all bonded over tattoos, which is always
Yeah,
a
we
great
did.
entrance to
Always a good,
friendships.
fun little combo.
So I come out and I go, oh, I was like, Millicent, did you see my text? And she was like, oh no. And I was like, there is a woman in there who is freaking out on the phone. The guy next to me chimes in and goes, My wife texted me from the bathroom and said that
We
their
said,
woman
thrilled
was
to have
something
you in this
there.
combo, buddy.
We said, "Hey, get on in here." We find out they're from like the East Coast too. They're from like New Jersey or something.
Yeah.
And he had a PNC card. We bonded over that at the end. I went, "Hey."
Yeah, we took a picture of them with their cards covering the numbers.
Covering the numbers. So don't try and steal it. But we're in now.
Yeah.
Everybody's
He was
chatting.
like, yeah, she was saying there was a girl going crazy in the bathroom. But at this point, 30 minutes go by before I go to the bathroom.
A significant amount of time.
Another course.
We've
like, really.
eaten the course.
Yeah. We're wrapping. It's like towards the end of the
Because you
night.
get dessert. Oh, the desserts.
dessert. Oh my
The food, everything we want. Stews. Oh.
The potatoes.
Our dream food.
Truly.
Slop.
Yeah. Our dream food.
Give us
Slop
some
and mush.
slop and some people doing a dance. And a woman
And a
named
bottle
Lisa,
of wine between
and
us.
a bottle of wine. Hell, maybe even two. We're walking.
It's our
home.
last night
We
in
walked
Ireland.
here.
Yeah, we're walking.
We're taking advantage of that.
It's our last night.
Last night.
We have to be up in 6 hours.
And honestly, I do feel like the alcohol was a lot cheaper than it is here.
yeah, it was.
So it was like,
Significantly so.
so Millicent goes to the restaurant.
I go to the bathroom, okay? I've heard tell of a woman in the bathroom.
She's heard
but this
tell.
was a while ago.
Ages ago. Centuries have passed.
I walk in. There's somebody in another stall, but it's nothing's going on.
They're behaving normal.
There's some bags on the counter, but I was
Yeah,
like,
happens.
people just put their bags down. I get into my stall. I start peeing.
And you know what? You should have known because a bag does say somebody's taken a little bit of ownership of this bathroom.
Yeah.
You're trusting that nobody in this bathroom's going to just take your bag?
Crazy. And it was a tote bag, too. It wasn't like
I'm not going to take it, but it is just like
Yeah.
somebody might.
So I'm in the bathroom, I'm peeing. I hear louder than I've ever heard, bang, 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 on the stall directly next to me.
Oh, you know what? It was the Thunder song had happened. And you thought, so there was this song. You guys, we were so excited. And we've said this, if there's one thing that gets Millicent going, it's a song where everybody's clapping in sync. So there was one song specifically that they had taught us. Like they had spent the time to teach a chant where when they say a certain word, everyone like stomps and claps together. Millicent's on cloud 9. Our hands are hurting. We're clapping so hard. So Millicent thought, because they played the song a couple times, Millicent was in the bathroom. She thought the Thunder song was happening. She was like,
I
I
thought
think
she
you
was-
texted me and was like, is the Thunder song happening? No,
Which is
worse.
crazy.
The bathroom Thunder song was
She's-
happening.
Guys, I finally... I hear the stall door opening and then banging. I hear it like it's swinging, and I'm like, what is happening right now? Is she kicking the door back and
swinging,
forth?
the swinging, but not seeing her like a Looney Tunes
Well,
being like,
I looked down because I was like, I had my pants pulled up. I looked down because I'm like, where is she? I just need to know where she's. Guys, I don't see her feet. I don't like for half a second. I don't see her feet, and then I see
It's
one
so
foot come
strange.
down, and I'm like, coming down from where? I open my door to go and wash my hands, and she is okay. Door is open. It's the big stall. Door is open. It's swinging because it's open.
I want like a short horror film about this.
Her fingers are wrapped over the top of it. Her knees are up, so her legs are like sticking out, and she's hanging on the door as it's swinging, and she's like kicking off of the wall when she hits it.
Again, this is her kingdom.
Well, that's what was so crazy because after she gets off the door, she stops swinging, and she just looks at me like I've done something
girl.
wrong.
Keep on swinging. Don't be
look at
upset
me like
that I'm
that.
here. That I'm using this facility.
Sorry,
as, dare I say most people use the facility.
Sorry, I look a little surprised.
Did you say the pants?
Oh wait, oh yeah, wait.
Weren't they around her ankles? She had like tights
Yes.
that were down still.
No,
didn't she?
yes. Her pants were also down.
but
Which
like
is
her-
why, again, her looking at me like I was doing something crazy was nuts because I was like, your pants are at your ankles.
Yeah, sister, this ain't on me. So you come back out.
I come back and I'm like, guys?
It's like you're not gonna believe this third saga of this story, the third installment of Bathroom Woman.
At this point, she's still banging, though, because we hear it coming from the bathroom.
Yeah,
A bouncer comes down, and this
probably
woman,
like 5 minutes after
Yeah.
you come out.
this woman comes downstairs, and we were like, that's a woman who's going to
She's
handle
handling
it.
it.
She's
Hey
handling
guys, don't worry about the Bathroom Woman anymore. It's
It's in the past.
handled. It's taken care of. It's history. It's her story. Because she gets in there and she so swiftly takes care of this woman where the woman is just not even resisting. I think she knows I had my time. I got to swing on this door for about 30 minutes, which is longer than I would have thought.
Yeah.
And no one did anything. I think
Yeah.
she got there early and I think she was drinking a lot.
Yep. And again, I think that the Irish service industry people really know how to handle a drunk.
Yeah.
do.
It's just like, get
really
out of here.
amazing. Come on.
Get out. We're
You
not
know
playing
you're out of
around.
line.
You knew you weren't supposed to do that.
So anyways, we are all sitting back down at the table. At this point, they're busting all the other tables. Guys,
But
we
we
were
have-
there till closing. They said, guys, we're closing because the 6 of us,
we were family.
yapping.
We had so much to learn about their trip with their children and about where they were living and where they hoped to live. And not blood pack, but it was deep.
spiritual in a way. It
Yeah,
was.
and they came over and said,
You guys got to
"Hey,
get out.
we are just closing."
Luckily,
We're like,
though,
"Got it."
there was a bar upstairs. The couple from America was like, all right, we're going to head
gotta get
back.
But we had a
we were up
wonderful
early.
time with them.
Fantastic. Loved them. And then Stephen and Leaf were like, we'll buy you a drink.
And we said, "We'll take you up on that."
Yeah, you can buy us a drink, Stephen and Leaf. Yeah, you can buy us a drink. We'll allow
And
it.
we, at this point, were just in the flow of things.
Mm.
You would have thought we were
found our
old
rhythm
friends.
with Stephen.
Stephen, surprisingly silly. And we went,
Oh,
oh!
we said, Stephen, you're a little trickster.
Between Celtic Nights and the bar, that 2-minute transition period, Melissa and I were going, and he is perfect for her.
Yeah.
The way that they just balance each other. We've known these people for years. Just being like, oh, their personalities just complement, and where he's kind of more quiet, but it's like his joy really shines through.
We have some drinks with them. I get to tell him about The Matrix. No, not The Matrix. He
John
loves The
Wick.
Matrix. And I said, do you like Keanu Reeves? And he was like, I
Yeah.
love Keanu Reeves.
We went, oh, we had just seen one
We
of the
had
John
just
Wicks. I
seen
think.
John Wick, yeah.
We were revved up.
I said,
about
have you
it.
seen John Wick? And he was like, no. And I was like, you haven't seen John Wick? You love Keanu Reeves? You
I
haven't seen
know.
John Wick?
I think we should say, I would not say that that's a Pal's pick.
No.
It's not a Pal's pick.
There's a dog. There's a dog.
I don't love that movie. It's a
The
little
dog that
much
gets
for me,
it's a
violently.
little-
But it's a little cartoonish how violent it is.
I would say
but
just skip the first 20 minutes, though, if you do want to just skip to the
Yeah.
revenge stuff. Anyways,
Yeah.
so that we have a picture of me very animatedly talking to the two of them about John Wick and
she is
explaining
explaining.
a scene.
There was people playing music on stage. I think we got up on stage at one point. I think maybe I got on stage.
Yes, Leaf
I
did
think-
bring us up on stage at
Oh,
one point.
yeah.
I think that was
But again, it was it was that was the vibe. Let's be
Yeah,
clear.
that was the vibe.
And then it was like, this was our time.
We have to be up in 4 hours.
This
For
has been a night we
13
will
hours of
never
travel.
forget. And we will tell a year later on a podcast we haven't started yet.
Wow. And here we
Well,
are.
Oh,
How lucky we are.
how great it is to be a
pal with you.
Woo-doo.
How do you like that?
Woo-doo.
We didn't intro the episode with singing, but
But
we
we
have
sang
done
a
it
lot.
more.
It's kind of a substitute. How'd you
What
feel?
are
Would
your
you
thoughts?
rather just get it over with at the beginning, or do you like it sprinkled throughout?
Let us know.
We wanted to give you the challenge.
Yes, the challenge is simple, straightforward.
Straightforward.
Because you might be saying to yourself, I don't have, if you don't, oh my goodness,
Sorry.
guys, do not look. The hot dog's dress
The-
just
the
fell
hot
off.
dogs- Oh, it's kind of more of a toga
both of them.
situation.
Anyways,
Um,
you might be saying to yourself, I'm not a lucky person.
Nothing lucky ever happens to me. Does that sound like you?
Does that sound like you?
Hey, does this sound like you?
I'm not lucky.
Never once in my whole life have I ever been lucky.
Well, we challenge you this week to go out there,
And make your luck. And by that we mean, if you're at a restaurant, take advantage. But I just mean, wherever you go and whatever you're excited to do at that place, don't let whatever roadblocks come in your way get in your way of enjoying your time there.
and you can view anything as being lucky. You can be like, I got sat next to the window, lucky.
Lucky, can see outside, beautiful people walking by. I wouldn't have seen that baby and her mother give a little hug to each other.
Woke up
Oh,
this morning, the sun was shining, lucky.
lucky. It's actually been raining this whole week, which I've kind of loved for
Oh,
the
I've
St.
loved
Patrick's
it.
Day vibe. Oh, we need to tell them that.
Oh, yes.
So
We're going to be honest with you real quick.
for us right now,
For us right now,
St.
where
Patrick's
we
Day has
are.
not happened yet. It's going to happen in, I think, 3 days.
Yes. But we're also celebrating tomorrow. So, it's a whole
We
thing.
wanted to record after Smokehouse before. So next week, we will be relaxing and recovering
Mhm.
from whatever happens, and we will catch you up on that next week. But we aren't going to want to do as much work. So here's what we need you to do. We need you to call in or text in a story, anything. A time that your pal was exceptional.
Send us your crazy little tales.
Tell us a crazy story of you and your friends doing something kooky.
Yeah. Send it to us, and we'll do an episode
We'll
next
play
week where
it.
we just read it or we play it, and it'll
Just
be
know
great.
that if you're sending it, you're giving us permission to put it on. Or say at the top, don't, but I wanted to tell you this.
Yeah.
I
I think that,
think we covered it.
guys,
Friends, pals,
Happy
happy
St.
St. Patrick's Day.
PALtricks Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. PALtricks
Hey,
Day.
Any PALtricks out there?
I can't get into it.
I think you can do it. I think you're doing it. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, that's good.
It doesn't feel
PALtricks.
right. PALtricks.
You can roll your R's, right?
No.
I think we found it. The kink in the hose. And I'm sorry, we'll work on it. We'll figure it out. Irish people, maybe send in some Irish words that we'll practice saying.
Was this depiction of a leprechaun somehow offensive to Irish people? Let us know.
We didn't mean it.
We
You
didn't
did
mean
not
it.
have many over there, and we were like,
I think all of them that they had, I was like, this feels aimed at me.
Yeah, this
And
feels
I'll-
more for me than for you. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh yeah.